The following program is paid for by the Real Estate Radio Network.
You're listening to Real Estate Radio Fresno on 105.9 The FM KMJ. Now, live in studio, your host, local real estate expert, Craig Barton.
Good morning, Central Valley. I am your host, Craig Barton, and welcome to the Real Estate Radio Network, the most important hour of radio each week, here on 105.9 The FM KMJ. Real Estate Radio is a show dedicated to bringing some rational thought to the crazy world that we live in and helping you to rebuild the Central Valley's housing and credit markets. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted advice, and that's exactly what you're going to hear every Sunday morning from 7 to 8 a.m. right here on 105.9 The FM KMJ. Thanks so much for joining us. Once again, I'm just going to take a stab at this. I don't think our requisition went through, Johnny, because I am still crisscross applesauce sitting on my 6-inch chair.
You look good down there.
Oh, you're like, so, hey, up there.
It's kind of like what is it? The Wizard of Oz. I'm getting ready for you to do a Munchkin dance.
Oh, yeah. there's not much that's Munchkin about me.
I know, that's why it's so funny.
Short. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thanks.
I think I'm the tall girl in the room today.
Are you really?
I think so.
Yeah,
like
really.
Just
the chair. We're going to get the tape measure out, just so you know.
Oh, man.
Yeah. As always, it's so good to have my special co-host, Michelle Pettis-Cavalli, here in the studio. Michelle's with Valleywide Homes. The name says it all, right, Shell?
That's it.
Yep, it says it all. Here in the studio with us, Michelle is a licensed realtor and a special friend.
Thank you. Don't make me teary.
That's it? That's all you got?
Actually, you are my special friend, and you're so special that I'm celebrating your birthday from now until Tuesday because you're getting a little bit older than me again.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Craig.
Yeah, last night. Oh, my gosh. Last week on the show, she's telling me that I need to set up my appointment with Rick Ransom from Reverse Mortgages for Seniors because I need a reverse mortgage because all of a sudden I'm there.
Yeah, you're getting up there.
I'm getting up there.
Hey, I think we should just revel in our age. It's okay.
Revel in our ageness.
Yeah, because, life is good, and as we get older, we get wiser, and hey, I'm looking forward to your birthday party.
Not buying it.
I'm just so you know.
Well, birthday party, yeah, I'm buying that, but...
You're buying your own birthday party?
No, I'm not. Never mind. Anyways.
Okay. This is going terribly wrong.
Yeah,
Happy birthday, Craig.
Thank you. Thank you early. We also have Jerry Schooley with Perfect Inspections here in the studio with us, as well as Sue Davila with Fidelity National Home Warranty as our special guest host. It's a full studio today.
It is.
Thank you.
It is.
Thanks so much for being here, guys.
Thanks a lot.
Bet.
Everybody have their coffee. Yeah. Everybody ready to go. It's 7 a.m. Sunday morning.
It's too early.
How do you really feel, Jared? The Real Estate Radio Network gives us the opportunity to reach so many people efficiently for one full hour each and every week. Our goal with the Real Estate Radio Network is to get you, our listeners, the timely and accurate truth about your local real estate market so we can help bring you
back home.
Man, I hit it out of the park, kid. Well, I'm super excited about today's show. We're going to take a look at some of the top stories in the news. And we also have, as we mentioned, Jerry Schooley with Perfect Inspections to talk about the importance of a home inspection when purchasing your next new home. And we're also going to talk with Sue Davila with Fidelity National Home Warranty about using a home warranty to help protect your new home and help give you some peace of mind in the home buying process. We're also going to take a look at more listener questions, and the questions always keep getting better, that's for sure. Make sure you stay with us. Again, if you have any real estate or mortgage-related questions or questions regarding the information that we all share with you here on the show, call us anytime, not just during the show, anytime at 800-979-3958. Again, that's 800-979-3958. We'd love to hear from you. You can also check out our resources on the web at the Real Estate Radio Network, and you can also listen to shows from the Real Estate Radio Network on YouTube by going to REOFresnoHomes.com. To friend us on Facebook, use Press 4 keywords.
Friend Valleywide on Facebook.
Or use Press 4 keywords.
KMJ, call Valleywide.
To call into the show anytime. We'd love to hear from you. Let's talk about today's hot property. Today's hot property is brought to you by, ironically enough, Jerry, Perfect Inspections. My gosh.
Did you just call him perfect? I think you did.
His inspections are perfect, I guarantee.
They are pretty awesome.
Residential, multifamily, commercial. Use Press 4 keywords, Perfect Home Inspections. Or call Jerry today for your perfect home inspection at 352 352-6941. Again, that's 352-6941. Well, today's hot property is a HUD home. It is 1675 Finchwood Avenue in Clovis, 93611, obviously located in Fresno County. This particular 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,998 square foot home built in 1977. Clovis Unified Schools. All this for only $170,000. Now, that property was appraised for $170,000 with an FHA appraisal. There are no FHA required repairs on the property, so it's considered insured. There's no repairs. There's no repairs to escrow. The bidding deadline is today, 11:59 Central Standard Time. Get your bids in. Call us. It is eligible for FHA financing, and you can also save your buyer. If you're an agent or you are a buyer, you can save yourself the cost of the appraisal, somewhere in the ballpark of about $450. Again, if you'd like more information about today's hot property, please give us a call anytime at 800-979-3958. That's 800-979-3958. Or use press 4 keywords
KMJ Hot Property.
and we'll send you more information about this hot property right to your phone. Look for more hot properties each week right here on the Real Estate Radio Network.
Listen.
Yeah.
Listen for more hot properties.
Yeah, you know what? It's just a term. I mean, you can look, you can listen. I mean,
right.
What are you shutting your eyes while you're driving, and so you can just listen? Are you squelching your senses?
I'm a listener.
You're a listener?
Not really.
I was going to say you're not a listener.
Not really. I'm a talker.
I'm an over-talker.
I'm an over-talker.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at some of the top stories in the news, and it was interesting because when we came into the studio and Sue says, "Did you hear so-and-so talking about Bank of America?"
Absolutely.
Well, guess what? Bank of America. If you've got a second mortgage, well, granted, if you've got any lien that's serviced by Bank of America right at the moment, pay special attention. But most importantly, pay special attention if you haven't gotten your mail lately. You need to get out to the mailbox and check to see if you've got a second with Bank of America. You may have been chosen by the Bank of America Forgiveness Lottery, and you're going to have your second mortgage wiped out, whether you like it or not. Woo! Yeah, exactly.
Isn't that crazy?
True. It's amazing. Well, 150,000 notices went out to customers that had second mortgages, telling them that they've been approved to have their second mortgages wiped out.
History. We are again making history.
Every single day. And if they do not petition Bank of America within 30 days of the receipt of the letter, that second's just going to be wiped out, whether they like it
too bad,
or
so
not.
Sad. You won't have that bill anymore.
Like it or not.
They like it
I know
or not.
Sue actually said,
I'm going to like it.
Sue said, I wish I had one just so I could feel it.
Just so I could see what it feels like to have it wiped out.
To have none, yeah.
I tell you, again, Michelle, in all seriousness, you are so right on. We're witnessing history.
Yeah.
To have a second mortgage wiped out, whether it's Jerry, you were mentioning, whether it's $20,000 or $120,000. And that sucker gets wiped out. Granted, they had to select $150,000. It'd be interesting to see what exactly that criteria was.
Yeah.
But
I'm suspecting.
What are you going to say?
I'm going to suspect they are those who are not paying the bill currently because it's a better tax write-off.
Well, of course, you take that non-performing or that non-performing note and you turn it into something.
Tax
hey, if I'm not going to get any money for it, I'm just going to claim full face value and I'm going to wipe that sucker away. And instead of the $4,000 or $6,000 you get if you do a short sale.
Yeah, and I have a question on that one.
Or
what
you
if
take
you
it back
have
in
been
foreclosure?
paying it? Do you get to still claim that on your taxes this year? Do you get that little statement still?
Like you're paying the interest?
Because you paid the interest, yeah.
No, I don't think so.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's quirky.
Not if you're not paying it. I very seriously,
understand.
You get to write that off.
But if you were paying it and it's blanked out, which is highly
You probably
unlikely.
won't get that notice if you are paying.
I know. Highly unlikely.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
There's not enough motivation on the back end as far as if you're actually making your payment. I'm sorry, and how many times is it that you talk to a consumer or you hear consumers say, "Well, I'm paying my mortgage, I'm paying my first, I'm paying my second." They've got no motivation, and you're right, they really do.
Yeah, and I would love to hear from some of the folks who get that letter.
Oh, my gosh.
So call us this week if you get the letter, because we'd love to hear a little more about your story and how that affects you. Because honestly, in this day and age, with everything being so crazy at times, be glad it's going to benefit someone. That's how I look at it.
Well, I think it is really important. We jest about Bank of America forgiving non-performing notes, but ultimately there is someone on the receiving end of that.
Amen.
It's huge.
Right.
Just think, someone that gets a notice here in the valley and they're upside down right at the moment, and this puts them just that much closer to being close to flush.
Right.
What an amazing blessing.
So we laugh because we mock some of the situations we're seeing these banks have to face, but it is not in any way, shape, or form on the consumer that we're talking about, because that's truly a blessing for those folks.
We're laughing at Bank of America.
Yeah.
We're not laughing at the consumers, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I just
So,
wanted to bring clarity to
Thank
that.
you. So if you do have a second mortgage, get to your mailbox ASAP. There might be a notice in there. And if you do get that notice, give us a call. We'd love to see the notice. Share your story online, especially if it's one that's a positive one, that's for sure.
Amen.
Now, granted, if you just moved out and your forwarding mail isn't going to show you where you're not getting the notice. It's not 30 days, though. It'll be wiped out.
That's awesome.
Amazing. Yeah, make sure seriously. That brings up a good point. What if you did move out because for whatever reason you're getting close and you decide you're going to strategic foreclosure or you're going to short sell the property? What if you don't put in that forwarding order? What if you just didn't? I'm serious. And you didn't get that notice. And by hearing, by hearing what we're telling you today, you actually, wow, you know what? I forgot to put in the order. I better put in the order. And you get the notice.
Are you trying to be an angel?
That's like, no. Oh, my gosh. That's like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory finding the golden ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing stuff. Let's talk about inventory here in Fresno County right at the moment. 1,270 active listings in Fresno County. Mm-hmm. We're trending about 750 closings each and every month, and we're in the last quarter of the year. Amazing that we're less than 90 days to the new year. Holy cow.
A year ago, we had over 3,000.
Yeah.
So
over 3,000 listings. And we're at 1,275. And again, we're in our own little microcosm. If there's 11 offers, there's 10 losers, we continue to say.
Absolutely.
You've got
tough.
It is extremely tough. You've got to make sure that you're prepped for the experience. Not everyone that enters the housing market today is going to be happy about the experience, especially if their agent doesn't do a great job of setting the right expectation. Because it can be tough. It's not for the faint at heart. It's not for someone that isn't that isn't accustomed to, isn't accustomed to working for what they are going to get or have. It's hard work.
Got to stay in there. The prices are great.
The prices are great. Home affordability is at a 10-year low. Interest rates are great, and with QE3 or quantitative easing 3. It appears that they're going to continue to get lower. We've seen minor drops. It'll be interesting to see what the National Fannie and Freddie numbers are as far as conventional mortgages are concerned. But FHA financing, if you're able to get down to about a 3% 30-year fixed rate on an FHA loan right at the moment, that's pretty consistent with the market.
I keep wondering when they're going to stand on the corner and just hand it out for free.
You guys were talking about that when Tom Miller was in the studio a couple weeks ago.
How much lower can we go? I'm just shocked.
I don't know. Sub 2. Back 6 years ago, and we were seeing below 4% on a 30-year fixed rate, and I'm thinking, that's great, man. This is the best this is ever. And now we're talking.
Under 3.
We smashed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but back then all we asked for was a pulse.
Very
if you breathe, you got a loan. That is so
true.
And
you were able to get a sub 4% loan with a pulse.
Qualifying is a little tougher.
Yeah, just a tad. It's all full doc. You got to verify everything, and you cannot be a terrorist to boot. So again, if you have any real estate or mortgage related questions or questions regarding the information that we share with you on our show, call us anytime, 800-979-3958. That's 800-979-3958. I always say, Michelle, if the studio had eyes, and you'd be in trouble. We'd love to hear from you. You can also check out our resources by going to our website at reofresnohomes.com. Again, that's reofresnohomes.com. You can search for your new home. You can check out all of our resources, check out our listings. To friend us on Facebook, use press forward keywords.
Friend of Valley White on Facebook.
Or use press forward keywords.
KMJ, call Valley White.
To call into us anytime, whether it's during the show or after the show, give us a call. Well, coming up, we're going to talk about the importance of a home inspection. What is a home inspection, and why are they so important in any market, not just today's market? How can a home inspection help protect you as you look for your dream home? Well, we have certified home inspector Jerry Schooley with perfect inspections here in the studio to help answer those, as well as many more questions. Make sure you stay with us. You are listening to the Real Estate Radio Network, helping to redefine real estate on 105.9, the FM KMJ.
This program is brought to you by the Real Estate Radio Network. Visit realestateradio.us for more info. That's realestateradio.us.
Come taste the flavor of the valley at the Fresno Buddhist Temple's Ginza Food Bazaar on Saturday, October 27th from 11:30 to 6 p.m. Located at 2690 East Alluvial Avenue between Chestnut and Willow. Teriyaki chicken, sushi, ribs, katsu dogs, plus many more food choices as well as desserts, a la carte and takeout. Live entertainment and a raffle for a $1,000 first prize and an iPad second prize, plus many more great prizes. For more information, call 442-4054. That's 442-4054. Or use press 4 keywords, Ginza Food Bazaar. Mortgage interest rates are at historic lows, and there's never been a more affordable time to buy real estate. Whether you're looking for your first home, moving up, or your next income-producing property, let the mortgage professionals at Valley White help. Valley White Homes has been helping homeowners with their mortgage needs since 1997. When it comes to the Valley's real estate, we know our way around the neighborhood. Call toll-free 800-979-3958 and put the seasoned professionals at Valley White Homes to work for you. Valley White Homes, NMLS number 342062, 235-952, California Department of Real Estate License 0122-8460. Have you ever thought about going solar? It's never been easier to go solar than with a SunPower lease. You'll start saving money the very first day. Arise Solar has a team of energy consultants ready to help you determine if going solar is right for you. Start taking control of your energy costs. Contact Arise Solar, your local SunPower Elite dealer at 449-8989. That's Arise Solar at 449-8989. Or use press 4 keywords, Arise Solar.
Did you know that all the tickets you can buy on different websites come from the same place? Did you know that you can buy every ticket you need to any event in the country, the whole country, from Pete's Seats right here in Fresno? If that's the case, you need to call Pete's Seats. Any ticket, anytime. Sports, concerts, theater. Hey, there's seats, and then there's Pete's Seats. Premium tickets for all events, local, national, worldwide. Don't settle for a regular seat when you can get a really good Pete's Seat. Online at peteseats.net or simply 294-SEAT. That's 294-7328.
How much should I be saving? When can I retire? What can I do to ensure that my estate will be left in the hands of my family once I'm gone? Is my hard-earned money safe in today's markets?
With all the uncertainty in today's world, all of us at the Island Group know it is our job to provide answers to these questions. Walk with us, the Island Group at UBS Financial Services. Call me, Kate Island, at 559-248-4097. That's 559-248-4097, and take the first step in protecting your financial future.
All rights reserved. UBS Financial Services, Inc. is a subsidiary of UBS AG. Member SIPC. Come join the fun and show your support for 3-time Valley champion Clovis East High School boys basketball program at the 8th annual Crab Feed Dinner on Saturday, October 20th at 6 p.m. at the Fresno Betsuan Buddhist Temple's Family Dharma Center, located on Alluvial Avenue. All you can eat crab, chicken, and tri-tip. A live and silent auction with dancing starting at 9 p.m. For more information, contact 797-5381. That's 797-5381, or use press 4 keywords, Clovis East.
You're listening to Real Estate Radio Network with local expert Craig Barton. Now, here's Craig.
Well, we told you we've got Jerry Schooley from Perfect Inspections here in the studio with us. Jerry, long time friend and a great home inspector.
Well, thank you.
I've seen your work.
Good.
It's good. It's good stuff. Yeah, comparatively speaking to, Michelle just made a comment this morning, and she said you saw a home inspection that was, what, a page and a half?
No, it was about 4 pages.
It was about 4 pages.
The property is extensive.
It was a shopping cart that was turned upside down with cardboard on the sides.
It was not.
So there wasn't really a whole lot to
There was a lot to inspect.
No chimney?
Yeah, no
chimney. No, there was a lot to inspect. I was actually shocked. I'm the selling agent in this particular situation, so I have to just keep my mouth shut because it is what it is. But I was a little disappointed that the inspector did not do a more thorough job on the inspection. And not that he didn't find anything. He found a few things that my buyer or my seller and I are going to take care of. But at the same time, I just was comparing it to your inspection report, which I love. I'm just going to say. Jerry sends my clients like a 40-page report with pictures and details about the entirety of the property. Yep. Checks every plug in the house. I mean, it's so elaborate and extensive. My client can actually sit there and read it, after dinner and know what they're getting.
So having said that, Jerry, in detail, tell us exactly. It might sound fairly obvious as far as by the name, but what exactly is a home inspection, top to bottom?
Well, a home inspection is something that the buyer really has to have. If they're going into a home that is a bank foreclosure or even just a traditional sale, the inspection includes everything from, in my inspections, I do inspect the roof, all the interior walls, ceilings, electrical plugs, light switches. I mean, you name it, I'm going to look at it.
Right.
And even if there's a crawl space, I'm going to enter the crawl space and look around and crawl on my belly a little bit.
The more
look
exciting,
around.
the more exciting part of your job, right?
Yeah. But when I got into the business, I looked for software, obviously, that I could use to enhance my inspections, and I think I found one that really works. And yes, they are a little long. 40 pages is a little long, but it's very detailed, and it gives the buyer all the information and all the ammunition that they need to make a good decision on whether they want to go forward or not, or need to ask for concessions or whatever it may be.
And it's really important to note, because the intent of the home inspection is so many agents, and we've talked about this before. So many agents try to use the report as such leverage. The intent of the report is not to kill the transaction, because I've heard agents say, that doggone home inspector. First and foremost, it's not, I mean, granted, everyone needs a dose of common sense, and there are home inspectors, I'm sure, out there that lack thereof, just like
Really?
Yeah.
You think?
just a couple.
Okay.
But when it comes down to it, the intent of the home inspection is not to kill the transaction. It's to give the buyer informed
information.
consent. And if they choose to proceed after their inspection period, at least they know what they're getting into. If there's repairs that need to be completed, you just completed a home inspection that I received in the last couple of days from you on a property that's down by City College, and it's an older property, 70 years old. And the property itself, my buyer says, I asked him, so what did you think? What was your take on the inspection overall? And he says, honestly, it didn't surprise me, because we had the conversation. When you see an older home, it's going to have some issues.
Yeah, there's going to be some boogers.
There's going to be there may be some potential deferred maintenance and things of that nature when you find an older home, and that's just wear and tear of an older home.
Yeah.
And I think that is the thing that you want your buyer to be educated about, because they will probably want to pay some attention to those when they move in the home. But it is not a situation where everything on a home inspection now is subject to everybody arguing over who's going to pay what, and every little detail has to be fixed. That's not necessarily the purpose.
Right.
It is to let us know if there is a major problem with the air conditioner, then we need to have somebody out to look at that specific piece. If there's an infrastructure problem, we need to have somebody come look at that specific piece.
Yeah, it's the big stuff.
Yeah, I think you just need to be, again, reasonable and responsible with the information that you get.
Reasonable. That's a great word.
Yeah.
And I couldn't agree more.
And I love the fact that Jerry, every time I order one from him, it's really kind of funny. Can you please send me your buyer's email address? And I think, do you think I'm not going to give them the report? I'm one of those agents who shares. But he's like, well, they are the ones hiring me. Oh, that's right, I forgot.
It's just going to be between me and you.
Yeah, I'm like, not the mafia. I'm not,
you one later.
It's not secretive, I promise.
We're trying to get the word out. Plus, honestly, it's probably great advertising as well, because especially Jerry delivers that report in PDF format, and every buyer, it's like you've got a record of it. You can refer. They can refer folks to you as well.
I just think it's cute. Thanks, Jerry.
What type of properties will you inspect, Jerry? What types of properties?
Well, residential, of course. Multifamily, 1 to 4 units. I also do apartments, light commercial, which would be like strip malls, quarter malls, stuff like that.
Gotcha.
But nothing, high rise or anything like that.
Yeah.
That's out of my
nothing that requires you to
range.
hang from a helicopter upside down.
Well, we have so many of those here in the Fresno area.
Yeah, we do.
Sorry, couldn't help it.
No, that's okay. That's right on. Why do you think some buyers, as an agent, our responsibility is to ensure? Because I'm not I can look at certain things, certain features of a home, but I'm not an inspector, for crying out loud. Why do you think some buyers pass on home inspections?
Well, a couple of reasons. One, I think sometimes it's not presented to them in the correct way by the agent.
Yeah.
It's not made in importance, I guess. And and some may think that they have enough knowledge that they can go through it and not worry about it.
I've got this.
Yeah.
I'm good.
And if they've got some kind of background in it, fine, you know. But most people that are buying nowadays, that are first-time home buyers, they really don't. They don't know. They don't have a clue of what is going on in that home.
And it's such a necessary thing. I mean, it's usually a buyer's largest investment.
Exactly.
So to spend a few hundred or several $100s on a home inspection to find out the condition of it is like, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it really is.
Gotta do it.
Again, I think it's up to the agent to ensure that we stress to them that this is an integral part of the process. When you start at the very beginning of the transaction, you get your offer accepted, and you've got X number of days to get your inspections completed. How many ever days that is. If it's 17 that's standard by the car contract, 15 for a HUD home, 10 days for Fannie Mae, if that's what has been. Yeah, okay,
I'm on a current 5 for GMAC, which gave us so much time.
Oh, yeah, it gives you tons of time. You got to have Jerry on standby. Jerry's going to call at 2 a.m. I got to have it tomorrow morning, buddy.
Yeah, I've had that before.
Yeah, I text message all my inspectors, hey, get ready.
I forgot to call. I need to get it done now.
Jerry, in terms of experience, what do you bring to the table in terms of experience, and also what are the requirements to be a home inspector?
Well, my background for the last 30-plus years has been construction. I had my own construction company for about 20 years. But, over the last 20 years, I've been buying and selling homes, some severely damaged. And so that gave me a lot of my actual experience, in buying and selling. And that's the same thing that I do now is when I go out to do a home inspection, I'm looking at it as if I was going to buy it.
Right.
And so I'm looking at every detail. And it's just very important that as I go through the house that I'm checking every item and every crawl space, attic, breakers, and everything to determine whether there is any issues or not.
Sure. The buyer needs to know what exactly they're getting themselves into. And honestly, for under $300, depending upon the size of the structure, because the cost does vary, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So the bigger the structure or the larger the structure, potentially the more expensive the more costly it could be. But for around $300, my gosh. It's a no-brainer. It really is a no-brainer. And that more agents don't. I look at it this way. An agent's responsibility, again, you have a fiduciary responsibility to your buyer. It's extremely important to protect your buyer. By not encouraging them and really insisting that they get a home inspection, I think we're taking on some responsibility by making a decision for the client. You need to get a home inspection. Period. End of discussion. If you as the buyer, don't possess the expertise to say, we're good, I got this. Let me tell you, that means we're taking on that responsibility. I truly agree.
I agree, and I think the first time, well, at least this is how I handle it. The very first time I sit down with a buying client, I go through the inspections we're going to need.
That's good.
And the cost, that is associated with them. Here is about, depending on the size of the property, what a home inspection is going to cost. This is about, depending on the size of the property, what a pest inspection is going to cost. So here's how the transaction looks from start to finish.
Setting those expectations.
Because I want them to be educated, not to mention how many of our buyers are CHDAP, FHA, and maybe don't have a lot of cash flow just sitting around. They need to be prepared to cut some checks and start making those inspections as soon as we find the sufficient property. They can't just barely skim in and close escrow. We've got to make sure that we're doing due diligence.
In today's competitive environment, when you're not able to really, you can still ask for a seller concession, but chances are your offer is going to end up with the 8 other offers that don't get accepted on this transaction because you're asking for cash from the seller. In today's competitive market, the way to get your offer considered, or at least up near the top, is don't ask for a seller concession, which means you've got to come in, if you're utilizing FHA financing, you've got to come in with your 3.5% down payment. You've then got to come in with your closing costs and prepaids. You've then got to pay for your, as part of your closing costs, or your appraisal. You've got to pay for, is there a termite report that's part of the contract? Is the seller paying for it? Are you paying for it? In today's competitive environment, probably not the seller. Mm-hmm. So you do have to be prepared in order to really, truly win and not cut corners and make sure that you're in the know about this property. You've got to have cash. And if you don't, you're cutting corners, and you're cutting corners that could potentially affect you somewhere down the road in a big way.
So, Jerry, can you tell me what are your most common things here in the Valley that we see in a home inspection that comes up on that report that is something that agents and buyers have to pay attention to?
Most common? I don't know if there's a most common thing, but
I've stumped him.
That's a good question.
I like
because,
it. Now he has to come back and talk
like
again.
Like dead bodies in the basement?
No.
No?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Just cats.
Just cats.
Just cats.
Oh.
Dead cats.
That was the worst thing.
Oh,
what
wow.
about servicing of the AC units? We were talking about that earlier.
Well,
I see that.
a lot of times when we go through these homes now, because they haven't been lived in for a long time or whatever, the units may or may not even have an air filter in it. So whenever there is no air filter, and if it's been run without an air filter, then there's contamination that's gotten into the system. So they really need to be, completely serviced and cleaned out. But really common stuff is, garage door openers not necessarily going down, but they do come up because there's sensor problems. In older homes, you're going to have issues with electrical a lot of times because you're going to have older electrical panels that, had recalls and everything else on them. So in those cases, I recommend that an electrician comes out and goes through the panel and makes sure that they're safe. And sometimes replacement and upgrade is important. But the roof, a lot of times they've been layered over through 2 or 3 times, and, the buyer wants to know if he has to roof it, he's going to have to tear it all off, and, if it's been layered twice, you need to. Things like that.
So, Jerry, tell me, as far as becoming a home inspector, tell me a little bit about the process. Is it just you hang your shingle and you go forward being a home inspector?
Craig, you could be an inspector tomorrow.
I could be. Really?
Nice.
No, there is no license required by the state at this point. And the reason for that is, from what I understand, is there hasn't been enough complaints. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Once there's a lot of complaints about a certain industry, that's when they go ahead and look into it and license you. So
kind of like the mortgage industry.
In the past,
yep.
In the past.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Exactly what I got out. Anyway.
It's a good thing you got all that experience behind you.
Well, I think your resume says a lot. Right. Additionally, the product that you provide to clients is huge. And if an agent out there is not sure who to be utilizing, certainly give Jerry a call, because that to me is a sign of somebody who's gone through the entirety of the house, is the way you do a thorough picture explanation for every item in the house. And I love that.
And I've called Jerry, I do the home warranties, and I've had to call Jerry, once we take a look at a property, and I've had to call Jerry and say, hey, Jerry, can you help me out with this? And he's emailed over a copy of the home inspection report that I maybe have a question on.
Sure.
And, he's right there to explain it, go over it, so it's a great report.
Also, just to finish up on the requirements, I think most agents are looking at what kind of an association are you a member of. Because if there's no license required, then, who are you hooked up with? What is your association, or what is your standards of practice that you adhere to? And the association that I've joined is the International Association of Certified Home Inspectors, INTERNACHI for short.
Gotcha.
And they are the largest association in the world, actually, and that's not why I joined them, but the reason I joined them is their requirements to be a member. You have to do continuing education every year. There is a fee that you have to pay every year to be a member, and they provide us with continuing education that is next to none.
Fantastic.
videos and stories and anything new that comes up, it's posted immediately, and we're able to see it and check it out, and then take classes on it.
Awesome.
So that's the association that I've joined up with, and I've been approached by a lot of others, but, I mean, as long as there's one good one that you're a member of, then I think that's plenty.
I think the continuing education is huge because the market's always changing, whether it's the market or home building, et cetera. There's always new things that we have to be aware of.
That's right.
On both ends. Absolutely.
Actually, the market changed since we came into the studio. We're going to get back out there, and it's a little different since we left.
You think?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, the ebb and flow doesn't quite move that fast, birthday boy.
Oh, no, trust me.
You've aged since we've been here, too. I don't know if I told you. Your birthday's this
getting
week.
closer.
So we do have
Tuesday.
an off button. Just so you know. Right. Again, if you have any real estate or mortgage related questions or questions regarding the information that we've shared with you on today's show, call us anytime, 800-979-3958. Again, 800-979-3958. We'd love to hear from you. You can also check out our resources online. Go to our website at Fresnohomes.com. You can also listen to past shows from the Real Estate Radio Network.
Can I say something on that, though? I listened to one yesterday because I like to go back and hear myself talk. No, I'm kidding. I like to go back and listen to... No, I like to go listen to them. I couldn't post something on Facebook from our website.
Really?
And I was quite disappointed by that. I just want you to know we need to fix that.
Well, I'll help you. To friend us on Facebook, use Press 4 Keywords.
Friend Valley-wide on Facebook.
Or use Press 4 Keywords.
KMJ, call Valley-wide.
To call us anytime. Yeah, you were daydreaming, Space Girl. Come on now. Coming up, we're going to talk with Sue Davila from Fidelity National Home Warranty on the importance of protecting the most important purchase of your lifetime. Make sure you stay with us. You are listening to the Real Estate Radio Network, helping to redefine real estate here on 105.9, the FM KMJ.
This program is brought to you by the Real Estate Radio Network. Visit realestateradio.us for more info. That's realestateradio.us.
Come taste the flavor of the valley at the Fresno Buddhist Temple's Ginza Food Bazaar on Saturday, October 27th from 11:30 to 6 p.m. Located at 2690 East Alluvial Avenue between Chestnut and Willow. Teriyaki chicken, sushi, ribs, katsu dogs, plus many more food choices as well as desserts, a la carte and takeout. Live entertainment and a raffle for a $1,000 first prize and an iPad second prize, plus many more great prizes. For more information, call 442-4054. That's 442-4054. Or use Press 4 Keywords, Ginza Food Bazaar. All it takes is one call to the professionals at Valley-Wide Homes, and you'll start building wealth in real estate. Whether you're looking for your first home, moving up, or your next income-producing investment property, let the experts at Valley-Wide Homes help. There's never been a better time to get into the real estate market. Visit our website at reofresnohomes.com or call toll-free 800-979-3958. That's 800-979-3958. And put the seasoned professionals of Valley-Wide Homes to work for you. Have you ever thought about going solar? It's never been easier to go solar than with a SunPower lease. You'll start saving money the very first day. Arise Solar has a team of energy consultants ready to help you determine if going solar is right for you. Start taking control of your energy costs. Contact Arise Solar, your local SunPower Elite dealer at 449-8989. That's Arise Solar at 449-8989. Or use Press 4 Keywords, Arise Solar.
Did you know that all the tickets you can buy on different websites come from the same place? Did you know that you can buy every ticket you need to any event in the country? The whole country. From Pete's Seats right here in Fresno. If that's the case, you need to call Pete's Seats. Any ticket, anytime. Sports, concerts, theater. Hey, there's seats, and then there's Pete's Seats. Premium tickets for all events. Local, national, worldwide. Don't settle for a regular seat when you can get a really good Pete's Seat. Online at peteseats.net or simply 294-SEAT. That's 294-7328.
How much should I be saving? When can I retire? What can I do to ensure that my estate will be left in the hands of my family once I'm gone? Is my hard-earned money safe in today's markets?
With all the uncertainty in today's world, all of us at the Island Group know it is our job to provide answers to these questions. Walk with us, the Island Group at UBS Financial Services. Call me, Kate Island, at 559-248-4097. That's 559-248-4097, and take the first step in protecting your financial future.
All rights reserved. UBS Financial Services, Inc. is a subsidiary of UBS AG. Member SIPC. Come join the fun and show your support for three-time Valley champion Clovis East High School boys basketball program at the 8th annual Crab Feed Dinner on Saturday, October 20th at 6 p.m. at the Fresno Betsuan Buddhist Temple's Family Dharma Center, located on Alluvial Avenue. All you can eat crab, chicken, and tri-tip. A live and silent auction with dancing starting at 9 p.m. For more information, contact 797-5381. That's 797-5381, or use press 4 keywords Clovis East.
You're listening to Real Estate Radio Network with local expert Craig Barton. Now, here's Craig.
Oh, you mentioned we have Sue Davila from Fidelity National Home Warranty to talk to us about the importance of a home warranty.
A home warranty. It sounds good, huh?
You know what? I know you're going to make home warranties look sexy. So let's get to it, Sue.
Thank you, Craig. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
And Michelle.
Hi.
Thanks for having me. You guys are fun.
Okay, so tell me the difference between a home warranty and home insurance.
That's a big one. I mean, that's a really good question.
That's what people get confused about. So
and they do, because they'll call me and say, oh, I need to get home insurance. And I say, well, do you want home insurance or do you want a home warranty? Like your homeowner's
and they say,
insurance.
Yeah.
Well, your homeowner's insurance is going to cover catastrophes like fire and flood and that type of, and theft. But your home warranty, what it is, well, it's generally associated with a real estate sale and or a direct sale to a consumer. I do both. But what it does is it covers the home's mechanical system. So if you think of in terms of the heating, the air conditioning, all of the built-in kitchen appliances, and then the systems would be like the plumbing, the electrical, the ductwork, oh my gosh, garage door openers, controls.
You can get coverage for most everything.
Most all mechanical systems
in the home.
Yeah.
You can add for pools and additional components, correct?
Yeah. Well, you can add for swimming pools. We have optional coverages for well and septic if you're living out in the country.
Okay.
Anything that a home warranty won't cover?
Oh, won't. Well, we don't cover cosmetic. We don't cover dual pane windows.
Gingerbread.
Yeah, gingerbread. I get a lot of calls on do you cover sprinklers, automatic sprinklers.
Yeah.
And what we cover is everything within the main foundation of the home or the garage. Okay. So once it goes outside, we don't. Although we do clear stoppages. Say you have a plumbing stoppage in your home, we'll clear stoppage all the way out to the street.
Sure.
Yeah.
So to clarify, because I know this is killing you, Michelle, because you just need some clarity.
I need clarity.
So to back up a little bit, you said associated with potentially, or most commonly, a real estate sale. So a buyer in a transaction is recommended by their agent to get a home warranty.
Yes, generally that's
you purchase a home warranty, and it covers the buyer for a term of roughly, what, 1 year?
A year. Okay. And they're renewable year after year.
And you can buy it every single year. And granted, if you're purchasing an older home, and it isn't just for older homes, but if you're purchasing an older home, it can be a peace of mind in the event that there's a system that fails. It's an air conditioning unit, a hot water heater, your dishwasher, the garbage disposal, the pool pump, if you chose those coverages, so that a technician will come out and double check the system to see what exactly the issue was. Now, an important thing to note, it does not cover pre-existing conditions, though.
It doesn't cover pre-existing conditions. And actually, we don't require that, or we don't send a technician out to inspect the home to see that everything is in good working order.
Gotcha.
Okay? We really do take them on good faith.
Yeah, okay.
From an agent, is everything to the best of your knowledge, in good working order? Or if Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner call us, because a lot of people hear about these home warranties, and I'll get a call from, someone's mom, someone's dad. I really want to have mom get a home warranty on her home. Peace of mind. I don't have to go over and fix it.
Right.
We can call the home warranty company.
What a great selling point for
Absolutely.
you, because
yeah.
I think we were talking last week about raising our parents with our reverse mortgages. What a great way
it's
to
nice,
have.
Yeah. My mom has hers on her home. She just she has dual units on her home for her AC. The upstairs one where she sleeps went out, so called the home warranty, and they were out there the next day and took care of it for a service call fee. So they're really nice. So we sell them, both in a real estate transaction where it usually gets introduced by the realtor, and then a direct sale to a homeowner.
Gotcha.
So I think I skipped part of that question that you were
One of my questions.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm sorry, Craig. I don't remember what your question was, but I'm taking it from here.
He had a blank look on his face anyway.
Yeah.
My question: what if the transaction has closed and they didn't purchase a home warranty because they were unaware?
Yeah.
Can they call you still, Sue?
Well, yes, absolutely. Okay. The answer is yes. And they can call anytime. They can call anytime after
day, night, 2 a.m. Like
Jerry.
Let's not yell like Jerry.
Isn't that the great thing about voicemail, though?
It is.
Because I'll let it go to voicemail after 7 o'clock at night or so. Let it go to voicemail and probably answer it up the next day.
Cool. Yeah. Now, again, can I interject?
Yeah, please.
Okay, thanks. Foreclosures and deficient properties. Let's be honest. A lot of the foreclosures are deficient in some capacity.
Absolutely.
But maybe their roof's in good order, the air conditioner's in good order, maybe they just, had some plumbing issues or whatever.
Yeah.
What about those properties?
No, good question. We do cover traditional sales, foreclosure sales, deferred maintenance sales. Maybe it's a short sale property or something.
Sure.
And the homeowners are kind of not wanting to put any more money into that property, so some of the things are getting, maybe left behind and in poor condition. And I did say that we don't send out anyone to inspect, which we don't. But what we do is after that, if they put a home warranty on that property, and we will accept any properties, they put a home warranty on, maybe they call us within the first 30 days of closing that escrow, or, with a traditional homeowner, he'll call us, put it on Friday, and Monday morning call us and say, the AC is not working, and my back burner on stove went out, and by the way, the toilet flanges, just keeps running.
Let me just go right down my list.
So that is more like an insurance issue because you can't have the accident before the policy, is what you're kind of saying?
Right, yeah. We're not going to cover pre-existing conditions.
Sure.
And how we determine that without sending out, an inspector prior to closing is we ask our technicians who service our properties to, just identify. Can you tell us, was it in good working order when this policy began last Friday and now it's Monday morning? So
that makes sense.
They'll advise us, yeah. and unfortunately, we'll most likely deny those. But honestly, as well as I do, some of them slip through. So
Sure.
Yeah.
How about commercial properties? Do you cover commercial properties?
We don't cover commercial properties. It's strictly residential,
Gotcha.
Multifamily, et cetera. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Cool.
And what about the age of a home? Does the age of the home play in there as far as potentially
Not
the
at
cost?
all. No, it doesn't. I mean, really, the same home that is, like you were talking about a 70-year-old home maybe down in the Tower District, we're going to cover that just the same as we're going to cover one out in the New Clovis out by Buchanan. Same. And basically the same cost for any home under 5,000 square feet.
Wow.
So a 4,800 square foot home is the same premium as a 1,200 square foot home in the Tower District. I know, yeah.
So the loss of one spread out over the premiums of the many.
That's exactly what it is, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't somebody want to get a home warranty?
I don't know. The only things that, I do see that maybe come up is in the real estate transaction. Sometimes they're trying to keep that offer lean and mean, and they don't want to have any, they'll do that.
I resemble that remark.
And they're not, and they're not telling the buyer, you need to pay for it.
After the close of escrow.
Yeah.
And I'm doing a lot of that. Agents will call me after close of escrow and say, hey, Sue, I just closed one,
Yeah.
We got the property, which was a miracle, but my buyers do want to get a home warranty, and so can they just pay for it? Check.
Sure.
Cash,
especially nowadays with the requirements as far as sourcing and seasoning cash in a transaction, how it is so stringent. There's you don't need a home warranty, and I don't say this in a derogatory fashion.
Right.
Is if they're sourcing and seasoning cash down to the penny.
If it's a tight transaction.
$370 would put them over the top. So it's important. Close it, but still make sure they get it. I can't stress it enough. Close the transaction, make sure they get it.
Gosh, it's just a great peace of mind, and especially with the condition that a lot of the properties are left in, you just don't know. So especially for that first year, it's just a great product. Pay one service fee and.
Again, if you have any real estate or mortgage-related questions or questions regarding the information that we've shared with you on our show about home inspections or home warranties, call us anytime, 800-979-3958. Again, 800-979-3958. We'd love to hear from you. Go online, check out our resources. Search for your new home at REOFresnoHomes.com. To friend us on Facebook, use Press 4 keywords.
Friend Valley Wide on Facebook.
Or to call us. Use Press 4 keywords.
KMJ, call Valley Wide.
To get connected to us. Anytime, we'd love to hear from you. We're going to take a couple listener questions as soon as we get back from the break. Make sure you stay with us. You are listening to the Real Estate Radio Network, helping to redefine real estate here on 105.9, the FM KMJ.
This program is brought to you by the Real Estate Radio Network. Visit realestateradio.us for more info. That's realestateradio.us.
Come taste the flavor of the valley at the Fresno Buddhist Temple's Ginza Food Bazaar on Saturday, October 27th from 11:30 to 6 p.m. Located at 2690 East Alluvial Avenue between Chestnut and Willow. Teriyaki chicken, sushi, ribs, katsu dogs, plus many more food choices as well as desserts, a la carte and takeout. Live entertainment and a raffle for a $1,000 first prize and an iPad second prize, plus many more great prizes. For more information, call 442-4054. That's 442-4054. Or use Press 4 keywords, Ginza Food Bazaar. Mortgage interest rates are at historic lows, and there's never been a more affordable time to buy real estate. Whether you're looking for your first home, moving up, or your next income-producing property, let the mortgage professionals at Valley Wide help. Valley Wide Homes has been helping homeowners with their mortgage needs since 1997. When it comes to the Valley's real estate, we know our way around the neighborhood. Call toll-free, 800-979-3958, and put the seasoned professionals at Valley Wide Homes to work for you. Valley Wide Homes, NMLS number 342062, 235-952, California Department of Real Estate License 0122-8460. Have you ever thought about going solar? It's never been easier to go solar than with a SunPower lease. You'll start saving money the very first day. Arise Solar has a team of energy consultants ready to help you determine if going solar is right for you. Start taking control of your energy costs. Contact Arise Solar, your local SunPower Elite dealer at 449-8989. That's Arise Solar at 449-8989. Or use Press 4 keywords, Arise Solar.
Did you know that all the tickets you can buy on different websites come from the same place? Did you know that you can buy every ticket you need to any event in the country, the whole country, from Pete's Seats right here in Fresno? If that's the case, you need to call Pete's Seats. Any ticket, anytime. Sports, concerts, theater. Hey, there's seats, and then there's Pete's Seats. Premium tickets for all events, local, national, worldwide. Don't settle for a regular seat when you can get a really good Pete's Seat. Online at Pete'sSeats.net or simply 294-SEAT. That's 294-7328.
How much should I be saving? When can I retire? What can I do to ensure that my estate will be left in the hands of my family once I'm gone? Is my hard-earned money safe in today's markets?
With all the uncertainty in today's world, all of us at the Island Group know it is our job to provide answers to these questions. Walk with us, the Island Group at UBS Financial Services. Call me, Kate Island, at 559-248-4097. That's 559-248-4097, and take the first step in protecting your financial future.
All rights reserved. UBS Financial Services, Inc. is a subsidiary of UBS AG. Member SIPC. Come join the fun and show your support for three-time Valley champion Clovis East High School boys basketball program at the 8th Annual Crab Feed Dinner on Saturday, October 20th at 6 p.m. at the Fresno Betsuan Buddhist Temple's Family Dharma Center, located on Alluvial Avenue. All you can eat crab, chicken, and tri-tip. A live and silent auction with dancing starting at 9 p.m. For more information, contact 797-5381. That's 797-5381, or use Press 4 keywords, Clovis East.
Listening to Real Estate Radio Network with local expert Craig Barton. Now, here's Craig.
All right, Michelle, you ready for a listener question?
Okay, I'm going to gear up.
Okay, take
Hang on, I got to get in the mode. Okay, go.
Got to get in the listener question mode. All right, Sylvia from Clovis. I'm getting ready to have my agent write and submit an offer on a home. Now, what reports should I ask for?
Okay, well, my first concern is that Sylvia didn't call me to write this offer. But on the other hand...
okay, don't get greedy. Okay, it's all about Sylvia.
I know.
Yeah.
On the contract, I would avoid writing in reports.
If at all possible.
If at all possible. In this market.
Got to be lean and mean as far as your offer is concerned. It doesn't mean you're forfeiting any right with regards to not having an inspection completed.
Correct.
If you do not write it into the contract and do not ask the seller to pay for it, it is your responsibility. So...
And I think that's what I was referring to earlier as far as setting your client up for the right expectation. They need to be aware these are costs they are going to incur in the transaction, but they don't need to be written into the transaction. If we write them into the transaction, there's absolutely no flexibility in how it is handled.
Yeah.
The lender will require how we handle it, and they will dictate what happens.
There's a termite report. They're going to want to see it.
Versus us being able to meet in the middle, have the work done outside of escrow, things of that nature, and potentially let someone participate in paying for that.
Yep.
And timing. I mean, I'm honestly, if I need to tent a house, I would certainly prefer to do it while we're moving one out and the other one in between versus somebody having to, stay in a hotel for 3 days while they get their house tented.
Be prepared to write your offer lean and mean and be as aggressive as you possibly can. Nothing too crazy, that's for sure. Well, again, if you have any real estate or mortgage-related questions or questions regarding the information that we've shared with you on today's show, please call us anytime, 800-979-3958. Again, 800-979-3958. We'd love to hear from you. Go to our website. Search for your new home or listen to past shows from the Real Estate Radio Network on REOFresnoHomes.com. To friend us on Facebook, use Press 4 keywords.
Friend Valley White on Facebook.
Or use Press 4 keywords.
KMJ, call Valley White.
To get connected to us anytime. A big thank you to our special guest host, Jerry Schooley from Perfect Inspections. You can reach Jerry anytime for your perfect home inspection at 352-6941. Again, 352-6941. Also, a big thank you to Sue Davila from Fidelity National Home Warranty. You can reach Sue if you need a home warranty at 970-4934. Again, that's 970-4934. A big thank you, as always, to my special guest host, Michelle Pettis-Cavalli.
Clarity, baby, clarity.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us, kid. Appreciate you getting. Yeah, you're here for the clarity, that's for sure. A big thank you to Johnny B behind the mics. Johnny, you always do a great job on our show, buddy. Sorry, tongue-tied. Our goal with the Real Estate Radio Network is to get you, our listeners, the timely and accurate truth about your local real estate market, so we can help bring you
back home.
Don't forget to tune into the Real Estate Radio Network next Sunday at 7 a.m. right here on 105.9, the FM KMJ. Hey. Make it a great day, Central Valley, and we will see you next week.
Happy birthday, Craig.
Thanks, John.
The preceding program was paid for by the Real Estate Radio Network.